Hello, guys. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Okay, so my topic today is about how do we treat each other? Do we treat each other with love and respect? Do we appreciate each other? Or do we pick fault with one another and make it really, really hard to love one another? Okay, so if it's your family, if it's your partner, if it's even your friends, do you find that you are the person who is loving, caring, easygoing, happy to be around? And then maybe perhaps you realize people around you are maybe a little bit more nitpicky and kind of maybe finding fault a lot of times. This is what I'm going to talk about now, okay? So, in the Bible, I'm going to relate it back to the Bible, okay? So, I'm relating it back for a reason, okay? So, some people enjoy keeping the law. There's nothing wrong with enjoying keeping the law. It's actually probably a good thing. But what happens when you take the law a little bit too far, and then instead of you using the law to help you to live a good life, a clean life, a decent life, you use it and you take it so far that you start making everybody else unhappy. You start nitpicking and finding fault with everything. This is what I'm talking about. So, how can we live a life that is a good balance in between let's live a clean, nice life versus I'm going to find fault with you every chance I get? Because if you have the personality type where you're going to find fault with others for just about everything, I'm not sure how rewarding your relationships will be, like how much joy it will actually be in your heart, okay? Because I don't know, when you're living life, sometimes some people can find a sense of humor in a lot of things, especially in trying situations. Those people seem to have more joy in their hearts, and maybe perhaps it might lengthen the days of their life by having joy in their hearts. But sometimes, if we're, like I said, if we're overdoing it, like way over the top, it can take away the joy from our hearts and maybe even take away the years of our life. Because if we're being miserable and not allowing others around us to be happy, it seems like we would be losing out if we had that attitude, and then others around us will be losing out. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna talk about. Okay, so let me see. When you choose to hang around people, the person you date, just the company that you keep, are you judging those people based on how they dress, based on how they look, based on their income, their status? Maybe those are good things to look at, but I kind of don't want you to lose a good friend or two if you're just looking at their outward appearance and the superficial things. Sometimes when you hang around people, or when you're choosing friends or loved ones, make sure you choose someone with a good character, okay? And when I say that, it doesn't mean that they're a perfect person, because my general topic is about Pharisetical, looking at things through a Pharisetical lens, okay? Where some people want everything to be perfect, but it's so over the top, nobody will ever meet their standard, and it blocks out happiness for everyone involved, okay? So, when you're choosing your friends, I don't really want you to overlook the person who may not be perfect 100% with their career, with their dress, with their appearance. Sometimes I do want you to see people in their real sense, like to see people's hearts, okay? So, say for instance, you're hanging around a person, and everybody around you is talking bad about that person. But when you look at that person, you say, well, I think that person is a good person. Not only that, I like this person, I want to be their friend. Do you think that you should follow what everybody else is saying and talk badly about the person? Or should you be a genuine person toward the person who's being talked about and actually be their friend? Like, it takes a lot of bravery and courage to step up and do the right thing. So, that's one area I'm going to talk about, okay? So let me see. Okay, so how do you measure a person? This is what I'm talking about. Do you measure a person, just like I said, based on outward appearances, their hair, their type of house they live in, the type of car they drive? Is that the only thing you're using to judge a person? Like when you're choosing a friend, a loved one? Um, are you going to look a little bit deeper? Okay, so is the person a kind person? Okay. Is the person a hardworking person? Is the person trustworthy? Okay. Would you rather be around a person who everybody approves of, but then I don't know if, like, if you couldn't trust them, would it be worth it? I'm just asking some questions to make you think, okay? So I'm trying to get you to see people for their, I'm trying to get you to not look at the glass as half empty. I want you to appreciate people. I want you to be grateful for the blessings that are around you. Sometimes the blessings around us are in the people around us, and sometimes people are so busy nitpicking and putting others down, they forget about the beautiful things in life that there are to enjoy. Okay? So let me talk about something else. So, say for instance, when you choose a partner, things that you're thinking about. I know when you choose a partner, you may be looking, am I attracted to this person? Are we in the same financial class? I don't know what you're thinking about. But while you're thinking about those things, have you ever thought about whether or not yourself and that person are on the same spiritual path? So I've been hoping and encouraging people to go toward a higher spiritual path, as in doing good things, living a righteous life. When you live a righteous life, blessings will follow you, okay? And they may not always come in the financial form. And by the way, for those in the righteous community, it's good when we pray for each other and help support each other. Okay? But like when you're choosing a partner, I want you to kind of also make sure that you're not choosing a partner who is going to okay, some people choose a partner based on appearances, status, and they forget to make sure they have something in common. So maybe don't forget to include that in your criteria as you're choosing a partner. Okay, so now another question I'm going to ask. Say for instance, if you love this person from the bottom of your heart, but your friends and your family don't approve, and they don't have a reason to not approve, they just don't. Do you go on the side of what your friends and family think about the person, or do you go on the side of what your heart is telling you? Okay? Just a question I'm asking. Okay. So let me see. Now, a little bit deeper. Now, this might not be specifically about being a Pharisee or not. It's just a question just for you to think, okay? So, say for instance, yourself and your partner. Maybe you chose a good partner, okay? And you guys are having difficulties. If society says there's so many fish in the sea, choose somebody else, are you going to think that way, or are you going to take the time to work out the problems? So I'm trying to get you guys to be deeper. I don't really want you to be so superficial that I guess you forget the blessings, the beautiful things, that you have around you. So before maybe you walk out of a situation with a person, sometimes some people really took you for granted. Sometimes maybe you're taking them for granted. So maybe sometimes think and make sure, like, is this person bringing any good value in my life? Are they a good person? Are they being genuine? Okay. Am I willing to work out this situation with this person? Okay, that's just something for you to think about. So I don't know if somebody needs to hear that or not. For some people, maybe your person was not treating you with love and respect. And so if you understand that, if you felt that, maybe perhaps then you know when it's time for you to just leave the situation alone. That's for you to decide. I'm just bringing it up for you to think, okay? So I would like for you to maybe, and this is just in general to whoever's listening, for you to appreciate life. Because sometimes when we don't appreciate life, sometimes when we're in the fault finding mode of thinking, it's like you can miss life because you're so busy being irritated with people for not being perfect, okay? And I don't want you to miss the joy of life. I want you to be a happy person and to bring blessings and joy into your family's life or your friends or your loved ones, okay? So let me see. Now, another issue. Okay, so this one is maybe a touchy topic. So some people want you to be so perfect. And then in order for them to teach you how to be perfect, they keep putting stumbling blocks in your way. Is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? Because I don't think it's a good thing at all. I really would like to discourage the general population from, I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like you're teaching people how to be, but you're using a negative means of, it's not positive reinforcement. It's like you're being negative. And it's like I don't know if this is a good explanation. Like how sometimes if somebody bites their fingernails or something, and you put like Tabasco sauce on their fingernails and then they stop biting you. That's an example. That's not an extreme example. That might actually be helpful for some people, but I'm saying in a literal sense, like if you don't like the way somebody washes dishes and then you do something totally weird that scars them and traumatizes them, and it's so far worse than whatever you were complaining about. This is something I'm trying to like present a case to you to kind of understand what I'm saying. Like, if you don't approve of something that someone's doing, how do you show it in a loving way instead of like tripping them up with some weird thing that's so if you understand what I'm saying, like some people go so far beyond. It's almost like, how did your brain even get you to do that? Like what? I'm sorry to say, what possessed you to even think to do that? Because did you cause more harm to the person's mental? Like, are you teaching the person to not love you based on your actions toward them? Okay? So I'm trying to get you to show love. I'm trying to get you to understand your partner. I'm trying to get you to understand yourself and look at the things that you're doing toward other people and try to see if you can be more loving. And when I say love, it's not about intercourse. It's about caring about other people. It's about not trying to be mean-spirited. Sometimes it's about not being judgmental, okay? Sometimes it's just about knowing that you're a human. You want people to love you and care for you even if you're not perfect. If you're not perfect, you want somebody to say, hey, let me show you how to do this the right way or something in a nice way, instead of them playing a mean joke on you to, I don't know. So as I'm stating, some people are very easygoing, happy people. And then some people, they really do enjoy things being a certain way. So you can have things being a certain way, but just don't do it in such a mean-spirited way. You scar the person you supposedly love, okay? Okay, so now, is there anything else I'd like to talk to you about? So, okay, so another thing I'm talking about, some people are happy-go-lucky and easygoing. If they find a partner who cares about what everybody else thinks, I don't know how well their love situation will go, because when you choose a partner, you do want them to be able to understand you. You don't want your partner to throw you under the bus whenever anybody else has a complaint about you, okay? So I'm kind of talking about love, okay? Because sometimes when it comes down to it, you have to choose somebody who's going to love you back. Don't push away people who genuinely love you and then choose everybody else. And then one day when you look around, that person is gone because they got tired of being mistreated, okay? So let's try not to mistreat one another. Okay, let's see. So long suffering is the Bible's way of describing how our Creator feels about maybe His people. He's long suffering. It means like, even though you were not perfect, yet I loved you. Even when you sinned, I allowed you to repent. I'm using this as an explanation for what is love. Love means if you are human and you may not be perfect at all times, you want people to love you. And in like manner, I'd like you guys to be more loving to other people, okay? Don't just find fault. Don't hurt people because you feel like society told you that's the way that you had to be. I want you to be a loving, genuine person to others, okay? That's pretty much all this video is about. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate you, okay? Like, subscribe, share, and comment. And if you have a special topic you'd like me to discuss, leave it in the comments, okay? Thank you. Bye.